as an advisor, an educator, and a proponent of diversity and inclusion in our community. Under her leadership, class of police cadets in Directive 152, which she helped to create while working as a prosecutor in the Office of the District Attorney. The directive lays out exactly what officers are to do when they encounter a transgender person, whether the individual is a victim or an alleged perpetrator. She has continually, in her position and prior to her position when she worked for the DA's office, advocated for inclusion and increasing diversity in police officer recruitment. She works closely with the newly formed Gay Officer Action League of Greater Philadelphia, a local chapter of a national organization that brings together lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender police officers. Her office also offers adult literacy, job training, mentoring, and support systems for homeless transgender individuals that are moving out of homelessness and into jobs and security. In Philadelphia, as you may or may not know, more than half of the homeless population is made up of LGBT youth. And in addition to the on-the-ground work done to locate these youth and reach out to them with resources, Nellie urges city government and policymakers to guide their neighborhoods in embracing LGBT children. On the topic of education and training, her office offers training and works directly with schools in the city as they develop strategies to protect LGBT youth, especially from discrimination and bullying. It also offers resources for teachers, administrators, and how to deal with issues that can arise when working with LGBT students. Fitzpatrick trains nearly every city agency in working with transgender individuals, in addition to outreach with community groups, organizations, schools, universities, and other entities to ensure transgender people are met with dignity throughout the city. And as a leader, Nellie Fitzpatrick empowers the LGBT community through her efforts to further the systemic change needed to bring an end to the acts of violence and discrimination. And without further ado, please join me in congratulating Nellie Fitzpatrick, our 2016.
Hi everybody, how are you? So before I do, I'm not going to wedge myself behind the screen with the microphone. Wedge myself? Can everybody hear me all right?
Yes.
All right, so first and foremost, let's start this off by talking about the fact that anybody here that did not recognize the fact that the LGBT community is the most diverse and powerful community in the city of Philadelphia, I hope you now know. The fact of the matter is that the LGBT community are not just people who are lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender. Our community walks in a myriad of identities, orientation, races, religions, disabilities, abilities, socioeconomic statuses, and our needs are complex, they are layered, and they are continuously ignored. Even in places where our needs are possibly met by one of our minority statuses, they are not met. If suddenly, because someone is trans, because someone is gay, that is revealed. Places where critical needs are met, like churches, like schools, like hospitals, with doctors, with parents. All of a sudden, because of that one more piece, being gay, being a lesbian, being transgender, being bisexual, those critically needed relationships, services are gone. This is why we have to call upon so many people, so many allies, our government and our private sector. I am very proud to be here with all of you today, the Professional Women's Roundtable, and I call on you. Many of you are allies, many of you are parts of our community. If you are one part of our community, you are all parts of our community. I challenge you all to leave here tonight and read Audre Lorde's Hierarchy of Oppression. When we share one thing, we share them all. We are all in this together. We truly, truly are. We have a lot of work to do, and we need everyone. So the incredible leaders in here, I applaud you, and I hope that you will join me in the work that we have ahead. I want to also talk, before we get into some of the things, about what my office has done, what my office is planning on doing, and thanking a lot of the people in the room here who have been a part of that. I want to talk about something that is happening in our city right now, and that has been happening in our city for decades. For decades. There are issues and problems with racism, not only in our LGBT bars, but in every bar, in every place, in every space. Racism is a problem that is across our nation, and the LGBT community is not immune. We are not immune from these issues, although we are strong enough to tackle them. I was in Harrisburg last week, and I was talking to Dr. Rachel Levine. For those of you who don't know, our physician general in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania is a transgender woman. And she is an incredible activist and ally and partner in the fight towards equality for everyone. And when I was sitting in this room with all these federal representatives and all these people, and I was asked if the city of Philadelphia is the most LGBT-friendly city in the nation. And on the spot right there, I had to stop and think. And I said, no, I don't think friendly is the right word. While we are the city of love that is founded on that principle, not just brotherly and sisterly, but all genders and non-binary, but we are the most LGBT fierce. We are. And that means that our community is strong enough that when a problem comes up, we handle it. And we will continue to handle it. The issues that we are seeing right now in the media have been happening all along. People have been turned away from gay bars. The same bars that when the tragedy happened in Orlando, everybody said, these are our safe and sacred spaces. Those same bars, people have been turned away for decades. Learn your history. Learn your history, everybody. Men of All Colors Together was formed here in Philadelphia in 1980. It is an organization that came together to combat racism in our gay bars. If you read a report that was put out by them, it's a book that was actually given to me by two of the founding members that I copied into a PDF and I will email to any and everybody that wants it, because this is LGBT History Month. This is our history. In that book, it actually says that beyond the crowds being overly white, beyond the crowds being overly cisgender, beyond the crowds being overly affluent and privileged, that when bar owners all the way back said, oh, we don't have an issue, we aren't racist, the Philadelphia Gay News interviewed managers and staff that had left the establishment that said that they had a policy of turning away black people. Learn your history. We've been fighting this fight too long. Too long. And we do have resources to tackle this. We're a strong city. This is where our nation began. This is where, arguably, the LGBT civil rights movement began. We have these resources. The Philadelphia Commission on Human Relations was started in 1951. It is a part of our charter. The same charter that is the only charter in the nation that has the words lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender in them. Thanks to 86,000 Philadelphians. The Human Relations Commission is charged with enforcing all of our non-discrimination laws. All of them. It is their job to step up, intervene, and combat discrimination and racism and bigotry and homophobia and transphobia and xenophobia and every level of racism, sexism, classism that afflicts our city. And they are acting. After decades of this critical, horrific problem in our community, they are acting. There will be a hearing on October 25th. I encourage you all to learn about it, talk about it, be there, and if you are so inclined, please come and testify. Testify if you have experienced any level of ism or phobia or hate in our city. This isn't just about gay bars. This is about a lot of other folks too. I got a phone call from a young person that asked me, why is it that because somebody started reporting about bars, there's going to be formal government action? Why is it that because I'm homeless and nobody had a hearing from me? I got a call from a transgender woman of color who said, I see that you've been told that you don't talk about intersectionality. Am I not intersectional enough? I am poor, I am homeless, I am HIV positive, I'm black, I'm trans, I'm a sex worker. Am I not intersectional enough? Of course you are. And my office will be here, and we will continue to fight. I ask all of you to join me. I ask all of you to learn. I ask all of you to open your hearts. I ask all of you to change. I'm doing it. I will always do it. I've learned to become an ally to communities that once upon a time I didn't even truly know existed. Thanks in large part to my wife calling me out on many things, especially in court as a young DA. We can all grow. If we don't commit to that, then we are hopeless. But I know that we aren't. And I am confident that the city of Philadelphia's LGBT community will show the rest of the nation what it needs to come together and lead a movement. We watched a lot of privileged people lead the marriage equality movement, didn't we? That's out of the way. Check. Let's get to the movements that have been needing to happen the whole time, that have been on the street, that have been moving forward. Let's get to saving lives. That's what we can do. That's what we should do. This Saturday at 3 o'clock, the Trans March will be happening for the 6th year in a row. Yes. This is an incredible community-formed, community-led moment where transgender people are front and center to talk about their needs, to be celebrated, to be supported. This is a moment when we're not just talking about people dying, we're celebrating their living. Come out and celebrate their living with us, be an ally. Get out there and march in the streets behind them. Learn to open up your businesses for jobs. Learn to stand up when you hear horrible things happening. And I don't care, and I respect, and I understand that you all have a board of directors, and you all have communications offices, and you all have a million people telling you what you can and can't say. Trust me, I know. But damn it, say it anyway. I want to make sure that everybody in here has no negative feelings and no negative things to say about the folks that were protesting in here. Not one thing. I don't want to hear one negative thing in my city about this community. These folks have every right to express everything they want to say. And everybody has every right to disagree with everything. But we all need to get to work. I'm happy to be here. I'm proud to be here. Please know I am happy to answer your questions. I'm happy to be a resource. I'm happy to link you to anywhere in city government that should be working for you. When it isn't, it's my job to push it and to kick the door down and to fight for it to work for you. It's got to see you and serve you. I got a call from 2 foster parents who were trying last night. They're trying to simply save the life of a non-binary kid who's getting pulled out of custody and put into a completely binary shelter because of the way that our judges are ruling. We got work, everybody. We've got work. Lots of it. I'm proud to be here to lead the way. And I say what you got to do is listen. You got to get behind your community. You can't speak over people. You can't speak for people, but you can fight like hell alongside of them. And I'm proud to have all you fighting like hell with me. So, thank you, everybody.